Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2026, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 78 years of independence and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 and Viksit Bharat 2047 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Arts, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
गुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं गुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं गुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं गुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's sessions and commemorations. Today is commemorated as International Mother Language Day on 21st February with the theme for 2026 Youth Voices on Multilingual Education. The linguistic landscape has undergone profound change in recent years, shaped by increased migration, rapid technological development, and growing recognition of the cognitive, social, and economic benefits of multilingualism. Today, multilingualism is increasingly understood not only as a social reality, but as a fundamental human characteristics and a powerful educational approach. Young people play a vital role in this evolution by defending and revisiting languages, creating digital content, and using technology to make linguistic diversity more visible and valued. These efforts reinforce the deep connection between the language identity, learning, well being, and participation in society, while highlighting the need for education systems that recognize and support the learners' languages. At the same time, significant challenges remain as 40% of the learners worldwide still lack access to education in such a language, in a language they understand best, with indigenous, migrant, and minority youth most affected. Addressing this gap requires education policies and practices that embed multilingual education at their core to promote inclusion, equity, and effective learning for all by advancing concrete actions, sharing promising experience, and fostering dialogue among young people, educators, and policymakers. Global initiatives create spaces to exchange ideas and identity solutions that strengthen linguistic diversity in schools and communities worldwide. So, International Mother Language Day, first proclaimed by UNESCO and later by adopted by the UN General Assembly, underscores the role of languages in promoting inclusion and achieving sustainable development goals. Multilingual education not only promotes inclusive societies but also aids in preserving non-dominant, minority, and indigenous languages. It is a cornerstone for achieving equitable access to education and lifelong learning opportunities for all individuals. So, safeguarding linguistic diversity, languages with their complex complex implications for identity, communication, social interaction, education, and development are of strategic importance for people and planet. Yet, due to globalization process, they are increasingly under threat or disappearing along together, altogether. So when language fades, so does the world's rich tapestry of cultural diversity. Opportunities, traditions, memory, unique modes of thinking and expression, valuable resources for ensuring a better future are also lost. Every 2 weeks, a language disappears, taking with an entire cultural and intellectual heritage. UNESCO estimates that there are 8,324 languages spoken or signed. Out of these, around 7,000 languages are still in use. Only a few hundred languages have been given a place in education systems and the public domains, and less than 100 are used in digital world. Multilingual and multicultural societies exist through their languages, which transmit and preserve traditional knowledge and cultures in a sustainable way. International Mother Language Day is observed every year to promote linguistic and cultural diversity and multilingualism. International Mother Language Day was proclaimed by the General Conference of the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, in November 1999. The idea to celebrate International Mother Language Day was the initiative of Bangladesh. The UN General Assembly welcomed the proclamation of the day in its resolution of 2002. On 16th May 2007, the United Nations General Assembly, in its resolution 61 by 266, called upon member states to promote the preservation and protection of all languages used by people of the world. By the same resolution, the General Assembly proclaimed 2008 as the International Year of Languages to promote unity and diversity and international understanding through multilingualism and multiculturalism, and named the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization to serve as lead agency for the year. Today, there is growing awareness that language play a vital role in development in ensuring cultural diversity and intercultural dialogue, but also in strengthening cooperation and attaining quality education for all, in building inclusive knowledge societies and preserving cultural heritage, and in mobilizing political will for applying the benefits of science and technology to sustainable development. Today is also commemorated as National FFA Week from February 21st to 28th in US, which is an annual holiday that occurs for a week in February, starting from Saturday before last Saturday of the month, from February 21st to 28th this year. This day was initiated by the National Future Farmers of America organization, a youth leadership development organization with more than 760,000 student members in 807,000 local FFA chapters in all 50 states and Puerto Rico, with the mission to prepare future generations for challenges of feeding the growing population of the United States. Fun fact, the National FFA Week was specially initiated to fall on George Washington's birth week to highlight his legacy as a leader and foremost farmer. Today is also commemorated as Real Bread Week from February 1st to 21st March 2026. That takes place from second last Saturday to the last Sunday in February every year since 2010. It is annual international celebration of real bread and celebrates additive-free breads and people who make them. The week aims to encourage a future where everyone has access to good preservative-free real bread by either making it themselves, buying it from local independent bakeries, or supporting the charity. The Real Bread campaign was started by the Sustain Alliance that focuses on policies and practices that can better the relationship between food, farming, fishing, and the working condition of farm animals. Today is also commemorated as Card Reading Day on February 21st in the US is a sentimental holiday on which people savor the greeting cards sent to them over the years. There is nothing better than going through dozens of greeting cards and selecting one that will best express our feelings for another. So these cards are special and we hold on to them for sentimental reasons. Today is also commemorated as Language Day on February 21st. Every year, which is observed annually on February 21st. The first observance was organized by UNESCO as a celebration of linguistic and cultural diversity. There are over 7,000 languages spoken in the world, and this is the large number considering that some languages are better documented and more spoken than others. Many ethnic languages, some of which are still spoken by small groups today, will most likely to be extinct in few decades. That is why International Mother Language Day is so important, as it is part of larger initiative to revive many communities' linguistic heritage. Today is also commemorated as Language Movement Day on February 21st in Bangladesh, which is dedicated to honoring the sacrifices of those who fought for their language. This day is a national holiday in Bangladesh. It is also called Language Movement Day of State Language Day. The celebration commemorates the Bengal language movements and their martyrs. The day is observed globally to celebrate linguistic and cultural diversity. Also, West Bengal, an Indian state sharing borders with Bangladesh, celebrates the day Shahid Bibas and Basha Bibas, as it is known, has the same level of reverence and dedication in West Bengal too. Today is also commemorated as Robert Gabriel Mugabe National Youth Day in Zimbabwe, celebrated every year on February 21st to commemorate the country's first prime minister, recognize youth's contribution to the country's development, and encourage young people to adopt good relationship, good leadership values. Robert Gabriel Mugabe ruled Zimbabwe for 30 years from 1980 to 2017. RGM National Youth Day is part of February 21st movement, which began in 1986, and it became a national holiday after Mugabe was forced to step down as president. Robert Gabriel Mugabe National Youth Day as a public holiday in Zimbabwe, where business and schools are closed to commemorate the day. Today is also commemorated as World Pangolin Day on February 21st every year and annually observed on third Saturday in February and takes place on February 21st this year. The day aims to celebrate pangolins, raise awareness, and recommit international NGOs to the fight against the global capturing of pangolins in Africa and Asia. An estimated 1 million of these wonderful animals have been and continue to be harvested from the wild in African and Asian countries to meet the high demands for their scale, skin, blood, and even fetuses that are believed to have several different uses, both in fashion, traditional medicine, and cooking. Each year, World Pangolin Day is observed annually to raise awareness and recommit international organization to the fight against the global harvesting of pangolins, the only truly scaly animals in the world. The day is an opportunity for pangolin enthusiasts and wider human community to join hands in raising awareness about the plight of these unique mammals. Pangolin numbers are rapidly declining in Asia and Africa. Pangolins are a highly prized commodity, often illegally trapped, trafficked, and killed for its scale by organized crime networks on a large scale to serve the need of the traditional medicine market in Asia, where pangolin scales are unfortunately believed to be a cure of all sorts, and pangolin flesh is considered a delicacy. In Vietnam and central and southern parts of West Africa, Pangolins are often offered to restaurants catering to wealthy clients who consider their meat rare and a statement of status. When frightened, a pangolin will curl up into a tight ball to protect its tender underside, making it a prime target for illegal poachers. From 2016 to 2019, an estimated 206.4 tons of pangolin scales are or an equivalent of about 360,000 pangolins were intercepted and confiscated from 52 seizures, according to a report by the Wildlife Justice Commission, an international foundation set up in the Netherlands with the mission to disrupt and help dismantle organized transnational criminal wildlife trading networks. In Yorubic medicine of the Yoruba tribe in the West African country of Nigeria, traditional medicine prescribes use pangolin bones for treating strokes, back pain, and rheumatism. It is also sometimes used to treat mental illness. Pangolins play a crucial role in the environment. And in their ecosystems by providing the earth with natural pest control. A single pangolin eats as much as 70 million perch. 70 million insects per year, which is important to keep soils aerated, tender, and fertile. The pangolin and armadillo are both mammals and eat ants. The pangolin is smaller than armadillo and both have an outer protective shell. The armadillo comes from Central and South America and the United States, while the pangolin hails from subtropical Africa and Southeast Asia. So dedicated NGOs across the globe are working in tandem to protect and prevent these unique animals by educating the local population on the risk of pangolins becoming extinct. One way we can help expand that as individuals is to create paintings, drawings, sculptures, or even tattoos that pique the curiosity of others within our community enough for them to commit to fighting the harvesting of pangolins from the wild and stop buying it. Another way to observe World Pangolin Day is to learn more about them and share what you have learned by writing. Heighten everyone's sense of urgency, help governments tighten their enforcement of laws against pangolin harvesting in places that have enforcement and inspire the need for it in countries that don't. Like yourself, ask people online to pledge to never consume pangolins in products or as food. Make them promise to help other people make an informed decision too. You might even reach out to influencers to seek their support to raise awareness and inspire action from the wider public. Pangolins are the only mammals on Earth with scales, which is why they are demand for perceived usefulness in fashion and for curing certain illness. Pangolins play a very important role in the ecosystems by feeding on insects necessary to keep soils aerated and fertile. And all 8 species have been overharvested and are critically endangered. Their scales and claws are made of keratin. Pangolins are endangered animals. An estimated 1 million plus pangolins have been taken from the wild illegally, prompting their inclusion into the Zoological Society of London's list of evolutionarily distinct and endangered mammals. If actions are not taken urgently, the earth might lose its only scaly mammal and soil aerator to the incessant cruelty of pangolin smugglers. Pangolins provide the earth with natural pest control. It is said that a single pangolin eats as much as 70 million insects per year, which is important to keep soils aerated, tender, and fertile. Many more people need enlightening on the effect and risk of purchasing pangolins to eat or use as a cure for illnesses. One thing designating a day to observe and talk and renew our commitments to the fight against pangolin harvesting is that it shines more light on the cause. It makes people want to learn about the shy and wonderful animal and its plight. So with this, we shall end today's commemorations. Thank you everyone for joining us in these celebrations and commemorations. We request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form that has been raised in the form of polls. See you all tomorrow at the same time with the same joining link with different commemorations. Take care. Good night.